is a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is paramount.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
It has been 33 years of mixed harvest of good and the not so good. At any rate, the significance of today's event is in the opportunity it provides for collective reflection to evaluate the long journey we have made and ask a few soul-searching questions. This is also the best time to envision where we want to be in the next few decades and make a firm resolution to play our parts as citizens and leaders in diverse fields of calling to make the dream of a beautiful future a reality through the commitment we bring to our daily endeavors. This was in Governor Oti's speech yesterday when he addressed Abians on the occasion of its 33rd anniversary. He did not stop at that. There were interesting things he said yesterday. He said a new Abia is being built and you, the people, are the architects providing very critical support and direction to ensure that what we have committed to are being done, that the resources of the state are rightly channeled to meet the needs of the majority. A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics in the spirit of celebrating Abia at 33. Of course, that was the governor's position yesterday. And to you listening, who has been in Abia state for years now, of course, an indigenous of this state, you have reside in the state for years. What would you say, given administrations and all of that? Well, we'll give attention to that also. As I said yesterday, it will be a lineup of engagement with activities with regard to 33rd anniversary of Abia State. Welcome to the program once again. I am Moses Ben, Incorruptible Sam. It's good to have you join the program. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Moses Ben.
You are shining at Abia 33.
I had a haircut yesterday.
It's a good one.
Yes. Yeah. And this Abia is celebrating.
I admire this day. I appreciate the fact that you take off this time.
Definitely.
Keep it up.
So it's a beautiful one. And good morning to you out there if you're listening to us. You know what we do on Wednesdays. Yeah. And luckily it fell on today. And the preachings will be the better one. Yeah. Our sermon will be on making sure that Abia will become better going forward. We can't forget about the past just like that. We need to look at where we are coming from. Because if you don't know where the rain started, you might also not know.
It's been a long walk. And I believe we still have a lot to do.
Definitely, we have a lot
to get to that point, to get to that height, to get to that position where we can say for sure, indeed, this is God's own state.
Definitely. Even before Abia was actually created, some that were then in the Odimo, they are still alive today. If you bring them to the studio to compare and contrast what it was like then and now, how happy they were when Abia State was actually created 27th of August 1991. They also tell you, okay, yeah, they expected much more than what we have achieved so far. Then Abia came on board and, so many administrations started. 8 years, because no administration, did 4 and left. It's always difficult. They did 8 years, and in 8 years, a child of 8 years is, wise enough to know the good and the bad. And if he or she doesn't, the parents won't be happy. So it is what it is. The owners of Abia State, which incorruptible, Sam, I'm one of them, because I'm here. Yeah, he said, I'm not. My mom is from Oho. So I am a very strong Abian.
I see. You are covered.
My both parents are from here.
You are covered.
So I have every reason to analyze Abia and say my bitter truth, whether we have achieved enough compared to the number of governors and leaders have actually led the state. All right, a beautiful one, and I believe everything we're going to say here today will be for the development and growth of Abia in general. Once again, I hope the politicians will leave it in the hands of God and not snatch it away from God entirely. Good morning.
Thank you so much. We'll anchor our discussion on that and then channel it down to governance in the state and the grassroots as we'll be giving attention to Umonochi local government area. We are being joined this morning by the mayor of Umonochi local government area in the person of Mr. Ike Ndubisi. A very good morning to you, sir, and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning. Thank you.
Abia at 33. Let's start with that. We've had administrations, governors in place, military intervention, of course, civilian rule. We started with Ojuzo Akalu, Theodore Oji, Governor Victor Kezie-Pazu. At the moment, we are having in place Dr. Alex Oti. In your own view, in summation, how has it been in Abia State?
Well, at the moment, we're having a blast. That's how I would categorize it. His Excellency, Dr. Alex Choma Oti, in his address, said that we've had mixed harvests, and they're not so good. Way back 1991, but the contestation actually, in terms of civilian rule, started about 1999. And here we are, 31 years, 33 years actually. I think the best way to approach that question is to ask, what can you achieve in 33 years? Dubai was built in less than 33 years. Enugu State is of the same age as Abia. And how are they faring? And my summary will be that indeed when you don't have the right foundations in place, ab initio, then you will falter. Unfortunately, that's what has happened to Abia. The good news, however, is that we can look forward and say, indeed, the boundless optimism that His Excellency spoke about is something that is in view and faces all of us, and is something that we all need to grab. I like your definition of who an Abian is. You don't have to be born an Abian as long as you live in Abia, you reside in Abia, you do business in Abia, you pass through Abia. So whoever is within our territory is an Abian. And in that context, we all have to join hands to actualize the boundless optimism, to actualize, the goals really that the destination Abia is heading to is to become a model state. And we believe that in the next 8 years or so, we would indeed have all the foundations in place for accomplishing that. So this is just like an invitation for everybody to join the trend. Let's go. Let's make ourselves a model state.
All right. In the next 8 years, quite impressive there. Let's look at the factors. Do you think that the next 8 years, can we say that we've been able to break those factors that you said, okay, caged Abia, that we have not been able, but because of the prospect in place and what the governor has said, we'll be able to get this thing done or achieve significantly in the next 8 years?
I believe so. We lost 24 years.
All right.
24 years, probably 23, 24 years, if you take account of the fact that some things were also done in the past, but not just as good as not just as good as everybody. Not just as good as it should be. And in the 1 year of Dr. Alex Chioma-Othie as OFR as governor, I believe he's recovered 3 of those years. The speed, the frenetic speed at which development is going, whether you talk in terms of opening up Aba, at the last count, more than at least 15 roads. 15 roads have been commissioned in Aba since he started office. Corridors of prosperity are being opened, be it in Umunnochi through Lokbanta or in Aba through Ekakbara and all that. So if that focus is maintained, and indeed it will be bettered, not just maintained. Why will it be bettered? Because he met the state at the level that is beneath 0, say minus 20. So once he gets to a base of 0, then the takeoff would start. And when the takeoff starts, the speed will be faster than what you see. But if you just leave it, even mathematically, at where it is, 3 years recovery in 1 year, that would be about 24 years that we have lost by the time you do 8 years. And then you would have proper foundations in place to pilot the state to the next level and make it truly, a model state.
All right. In line with this vision of His Excellency under the administration of Dr. Alex Othie, in one of your publications I read through, you stated that the time of looting the treasury of the people by selected individuals is gone, and with the people's support will be gone forever. What informed this insight, and what could it mean?
So when you say things are bad, governance was bad, it's not just about who was governor. It's not just about the commissioners. It's not just about the people who are in government. It's a whole system. So you arrive at a place and what people want to do is, let's share money. Bring the money, let's share it. And you're like, for you, because maybe you come from a different climate, maybe because of your own values, you're like wondering, what are they talking about? And they say, no, that's the way we do it, sir. So, and it goes. Everybody who wants to position somebody in power, literally everybody, wants to know what share of money he would get from doing that. And that's not the way we're going to develop the state. That's not the path to follow if you really want development. So what has happened in this regime, from my own experience, is that, people say that, I say no, but we have electricity to do. We have boreholes to do. We have to bring other dividends of democracy to the people. In doing that, we have to use the mega resources that we have to accomplish quite a lot. Resources will always fall below whatever needs that you have. So it's left for you to, optimize the resources and perhaps use your skills to also see what other benefits that those mega resources can bring to the people rather than sharing the money. What happens when you share the money is that it's frittered away and all sorts of people will then use the money however they choose, but you won't have offices, you won't have good offices, you have decrepit hospitals, you will have health centers that don't function, you will have public offices that are actually not habitable, and then you have people, therefore, to some extent, not coming to work as a result of that. So that mindset has got to be phased out. And His Excellency and the rest of the team are trying greatly to ensure that in moving to the new Abia, which destination, as I said, model state, it is a model state in the sense that by the time His Excellency finishes, in terms of the foundations, you'll be able to compare the state with any other state anywhere in the world. That's the target, and is achievable at the rate that His Excellency is going.
Right, let's bring the conversation down to Umunnochi local government area. Last time we had you on this platform, we got certain updates, but today let's look at so far so good between then and now. What's been the progress in the area of of electricity, state of structures in Umunochi local government area? You're in a better position to talk to these issues this morning on this platform, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me talk about electricity. We've distributed more poles. You remember the plank of our electricity project is that we want Umunochi to be connected to the Mbalano electricity project, which should happen according to the discussion I had with the Commissioner for Power about 18 months. 3 months is out of that 18 months, say about 15 months from now. So we want that connected. Why do we want that connected? Because electricity obviously would lead to quicker development for Umunochi. Right now, we get electricity from Oji River, 148 kilometers from Umunochi. And it hasn't really been fun. It's been quite stressful. What does that mean? Electricity comes in, it goes out. Poor infrastructure. Not anybody's fault. But what we have done also is to collaborate with EEDC. And now we've been migrated, we've been taken to a 75 MVA transformer from 30. So what you have found actually in the last 3 weeks after the cutover is that some days we actually had light all through. What we are working towards is to ensure that every day we have light in Umunochi. That's a short-term measure, and that is progressing well. I'm to have another meeting with them and some stakeholders from Orumba South, because the thing flows from Orumba South, so that we can at least achieve, say, 3 to 6 hours light in a day to help the small scale, particularly small scale players within the environment to conduct their businesses, reduce cost, and that, of course, will have a knock-on impact on the cost of the output, the whatever products that or services that they do. But that's short term. In the long term, we're doing these poles. We have now got the funding for transformer. I looked around, and if anybody has any magic wand, let the person boast me for transformers. I actually wanted Siemens transformers. I have a personal experience with that. I've used it for like 12 years in my office, and it's never been opened for one day. But I didn't see any. I didn't see any original Siemens transformers. So I've called the Power Commissioner for Abia State. I said, we have money for transformers. I want to give you the money, provide technical assurance for transformers, and give us the number of transformers we want. So we pay for it. But you have the technical, he has a better technical skill in that area than myself and than my team. So do it for us, and then we'll pick up the transformers and also distribute. As I said earlier on, sometime in the past, we are not doing the cables or the cabling, the wiring, simply because we need to do it when it will be energized. So that's on the one side. So Nato and Isuchi, which are two sides of Umunochi, they've been getting light. They've been having light. We are now working on Umucheze, having light. They have to have a community-based sort of metering. 2 days ago, we had a meeting with the President General of Umunochi, of Umucheze, and then the representative, EDC representative, that has been helping us to facilitate this. And we agreed actions that we must take this coming week, just to make sure that in the short term as well, the 2.5 MVA, which Umucheze built through community effort, we've helped to facilitate a few things, but it's entirely their project, and I commend them for that. That's the way to go. For community-based organizations, for people who run town unions and all that, they should also be galvanizing people to develop their areas. But in the long term, which is what the distribution is all about, we've done like 800 electric poles by the time we finish this phase, all across Umunochi. Our goal is that no part of Umunochi will be left, unattended to once that electricity comes. We'll distribute the poles, we'll do the transformers as soon as the Power Commissioner buys the transformers for us. We'll also distribute them, but we won't do the electrical, the wiring, because we don't want people vandalizing that until we are in a position to energize that. So that's one key plank of our plan. Remember, we are working from a development plan, a 50-year development plan of Umunochi, which was actually put together by a development plan team that's led by a renowned engineer, Engineer Oluchukwu Uzo. He's a Shell retiree and now works as an executive director in a very well resourced oil company as well. So they put a plan together, and we are using that plan to kickstart our own model local government. The disadvantage we have in Umunochi is that because we are the north of the north, development hasn't really been flowing to us. It's not until this regime that we started getting proper attention. My message to everyone, particularly Umunochi people, is that wherever you are, whichever political party you are in, it really doesn't matter. But we really have to join hands to develop Umunochi. So whether you are in APC, you are in PDP, you are in Labour, you are in ADC, whatever the name of the political party, the name of the business in Umunochi should be development of Umunochi. We are disadvantaged to such a point that sometimes nobody remembers us. That doesn't happen anymore, and I believe that shouldn't happen anymore going forward.
All right, you talked about despite wherever you belong to, political affiliation or what have you, in as much as we have Umunochi plan, everybody should come together to work. Very shortly, we'll bring up the issue of synergy between you and every other stakeholder in Umunochi local government area. But before we get down to that aspect of our conversation this morning, let us look at the health centers in Umunochi local government area. What's the progress been like so far so good? Remember last time we talked about issue of contraction of disease in terms of cholera and all of those things. What is the situation? How refurbished are the health centers in Umunochi under you?
Let me start with the cholera issue.
All right.
We had 39 cases of cholera according to World Health Organization classification in Umunochi. But it's really about cholera in the Gariki area, where we have the cattle market. And when they did the actual testing, I don't know how they count it because I asked. There were 3 people that were impacted, but I think there was some extrapolation done based on just those 3 people. The good news is nobody died of cholera. The worst visual case that we had was that somebody was stooling. That was the worst visual case of those three cases. So I don't want it to sound that alarming that we had cholera in Umunochi. I just want to put the facts on the table. Having said that, we met, I used the word decrepit before, and I can use that again. 43 health centers that were all but not what the name of health centers. We did assessment, and as I said earlier on, resources always lag needs. As at now, there are 2, one in Ngodo, the other one in Umuelem, that are being refurbished. And the good news is that the government has a program of upgrading, refurbishing and upgrading all the health centers. Maybe 2 at a time, maybe 3 at a time, maybe 5 at a time.
How would
right now,
won't it take?
Is 2 at a time.
Okay, 2 at a time.
Correct.
Considering the time in office, the possibility of achieving this objective of putting up the standard of health centers in Umunochi, a period of time. Last time, you people served about either 3 months or more before you were reappointed. Nobody knows what will happen, but the people will be expecting a governance delivery in this sector, in this aspect.
Yeah, it is their right to actually expect that. And in terms of how long we stay,
okay,
that's not really critical in my view. What is critical is that whoever is there and however long we stay, we keep working. That's one on the one side. On the other side, there's now a program to refurbish the health centers. We're also planning, leveraging on our overall development plan. We've started engaging, albeit at a much, it hasn't picked speed, but we are engaging other stakeholders to see if town unions, well-meaning individuals, people who can afford it, can also help to upgrade or refurbish some health centers just to make it more available for the people. But the good news, Ben, is that we now have a plan, a solid plan at the government level to refurbish these health centers. Today is 2 that is being done in Umunochi. And it's not just in Umunochi.
Yeah, and we are
It's being
exactly
done-
we are in Umunochi.
I think it's in Godo, but somewhere in Godo axis. The other one is somewhere in Umelem. I don't have the documents with me, but I read them. I don't recall everything. But there are 2 ongoing, and they are ongoing as I talk to you. Others will be done, and they are not just ongoing in Umunochi. They're also ongoing across the other local government areas of Abia State. Like I said, it's a program of the government to make sure that we recover as much as we can, one step at a time. The health center.
All right,
health services.
Services, yeah. The road situation in Umunochi, the major roads situation in Umunochi. Let's have the update.
Pretty much the same thing as last time we spoke.
Okay.
The good news is the last communication I got from the Ministry of Works, like I don't know what I communicated the last time, but let me tell you what the situation is. The situation is that the governor has given consent that those 2 roads be tarred. We've worked with the Ministry of Works, and they have included that in the supplementary budget. Once that is out, the roads will be tarred. I think that's the summary.
All right.
All right, and it's a good one, actually, listening to you, Honorable Ndubisi. And I want to believe that if Umunochi people are actually listening right now, all this that you have said, for me, will be visible. All right, going forward, I asked a question of your synergy with the Honorable Member representing Umunochi at the state level. It was a beautiful answer you gave. Yeah, you are the mayor there, but I know mayor also, there are people that work, will I say, under you or with you, in the names of council head. Do we have council heads in Umunochi? If we have them, how active are they with you in your plan, in making sure that Umunochi becomes a better Umunochi than it was?
Well, what's your meaning or definition of council heads?
The one we call councillors.
Oh, councillors. Oh, yeah, we do. We had a meeting. I had a meeting with the councillors yesterday. We have very vibrant, active councillors, highly knowledgeable, and we all work together. There is nothing I say here that a councillor cannot sit down here and say.
I see.
Yeah, they know exactly what it is, and they've been quite incredibly helpful. And I can give you just one specific example.
Okay.
As part of our framework of managing the security of Umunochi, we collaborated with the state security apparatus, and under the championship or the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Elect Chiomoti OFR, we decided on actions to be done, to be taken across Umunochi. One of the actions really is to take non-kinetic measures for the benefit of everyone, and measures that you don't have to use bullets or weapons or fight. Just take decisions that will help to optimize or maximize the benefits of the security actions that we're taking in order to keep out banditry and kidnapping and terrorism as well, because those were 3 things confronting us. One of those projects is currently being handled by a councillor. So what we do, or what we did in this specific instance, is the councillor is from that area. He understands the environment. Councillor, this is the money for this project.
Okay.
Use it and deliver. This is what we want to deliver. There's a model for that. Give him the drawings. This is what we want to deliver. Ensure it is delivered. And the head of works goes either, I don't know if he's gone there, but the arrangement is you go there, you supervise it. But in any case, keep an eye on it. The councillor every day sends a video of what is being done. And every now and then you pay a visit just to find out. So they are really, really involved. And I dare say in a very good, beneficial manner.
Good to hear that, because years back we used to know councillors as people that, just earn money and do no work. I can't stop talking about where I'm from. We know one councillor that we didn't see him immediately he becomes a councillor. What we noticed about him was the family relocated, his house, he built a mansion, and that was it. And that was one man that was very close to us. He used to buy palm kernel every market day. He became a councillor, became a millionaire overnight. And if Umunnochi is different from what we used to see before, from now, that means we have a future. You talked about 50-year plan in Umunnochi, that's what is on ground. I also talked about foundation earlier when Ben asked you a question of how you see Abia now. You talked about, okay, maybe the foundation wasn't that strong. It's a beautiful one. Now, going to what you said on the 50-year plan. This 50-year plan, even 3 administrations will not even, finish up the 50-year plan in Umunnochi. How will you feel that these foundations you're laying right now in the next 10, 12 years, those that will take over from you will not continue from that foundation? How will you react to that?
Well, I will actually borrow a leaf from what His Excellency said yesterday. You provide, should I say, a framework for boundless optimism, for boundless possibilities. Then it is the duty of every player in Abia to, having been enabled, to grab that and run with it. I don't worry myself so much about what would happen next year.
Okay.
I just worry myself about, okay, put the structures in place. And there are those who think you shouldn't even plan that wide, that far off.
Yeah.
But my view is different. Put the structures in place. Have that plan. By the time we finish, whichever time we finish, my expectation is that the bars will be much higher. That anybody who comes in to be mayor or chairman, okay, now mayor because the House of Assembly has said so, will find it difficult, extremely difficult, to operate lowering the bar. You only have to look forward. And actually, if it's taking a bit more to the future, then by the time we finish putting the foundations in place, anybody can be mayor of Umunnochi almost on autopilot, because you will have a script on this is what you will do if you have this, which is pretty much what is happening now in the state. The state is more blessed than the local government because the state has access to resources, particularly human resources. I said earlier, sometime, maybe here, maybe somewhere else, one of the biggest challenges of the local government construct is the paucity is the lack of capacity to execute. It's not really any other thing. But
and not fund, not finance.
Funding is secondary. There are many things that you can solve without funding. And I will give you a typical example. The governor came in, he opened up Aba-Port Harcourt Express Road. Why? To attract business to Abia State. You see how well he's working. The governor didn't spend money on that. What did he do? He engaged relevant stakeholders. And relevant stakeholders, the federal government.
Yeah.
And the federal government came in because they have a contract already existing. So it's not everything that you have to pay money for. I talked about Umunnochi having more power now than more electricity supply than we used to have. I haven't paid a dime on that. Okay, I've made phone calls and all that, but that's nothing. I've had meetings, but that's nothing. I didn't pay anybody for that. It's just talking with the relevant stakeholders, and they deliver that. So sometimes we seem to think that the biggest challenge is money. No. The biggest challenge is having the ideas that will catalyze development, and then making them robust in such a manner that when you start implementing them, they work. Otherwise, you'll just be frittering, as I said earlier on, away money. You
Yeah,
just be throwing away money. So if your plans don't come together, then they can't work. And the reason they may not come together is a lack of capacity by people to develop that plan. So you then find a situation where a few people are just overburdened, you know, and there's only so much you can do in a 24-hour day. And even if you have a 25-hour day, there's still so much that you can do. So most of the time, in my view, money is not the issue. You have to sit down and say, how do we do this? And then you start looking for the money to do that. But if you put money ahead of you, then you will see that you actually won't achieve much. That's why when you come to Munich, we'll show you where every kobo that has been provided is. And we'll give you the receipts. We'll tell you, go and verify. Go and find out. We bought aluminum sheets at 7,840 per square meter. It was bought from Agnes Aluminium, 0.55 mm, and that price includes all the accessories. Go and verify. We bought tiles from Royal Tiles. They make the best tiles in Nigeria. I'm not advertising for them.
Of course, you are doing that. We'll check you up later on.
I'm not advertising for them. But we have to. I have to say that.
All right.
6,850 naira per square meter. The market price then was 8,500, and we bought that. It was bought it on a Thursday. It was delivered, I think, on a Monday or on a Tuesday, because they couldn't come in on Monday for obvious reasons. So we bought it from there. We'll give you the receipts. Go and verify. Why are we able to do that? Because we thought through the value chain and we identified where the values are. I just told you earlier on, I'm not able to identify where to buy transformers because we know exactly the transformers we want. We haven't seen them. We're told Siemens left. I mean, where I bought mine, I couldn't even locate them anymore. Siemens left. They're no longer here. They have these representatives. And what you find is people use Siemens casings, you know, from the few examinations we have done to deliver transformers. So money is never everything.
Okay.
Money is good. It helps solve problems, but you first have to understand what the problems you want to solve are.
All right. This conversation is live on Facebook page and YouTube at Rapid 96.5 FM. Let us go back and dwell a little on the issue of synergy, as Sam actually pointed out, that you need these persons. We are aware that there are elected officials from Umunochi local government area and also appointed officials, even by the state government. If I can remember clearly, the likes of, is it Chaka Chukwumerije, if I am not wrong. Then we have also Uluebube or Okafor, people who are working under the administration of Governor Alex Otte. How smooth is the relationship between you? Do they advise? Do they give in opinions? How have they contributed in building and growing Umunochi local government area with you?
Okay, you know, when I hear the word smooth, I was wondering whether you were selling stout at a certain point. It's one of their, favorite words.
Okay.
We work very well together, generally speaking. But the system is a set of interconnected activities, right? So you have input, you have the process, you have the output. In between, you have the dynamics that will deliver that whole chain. And we all go through the dynamics. Even in setting up this interview, I'm sure you went through the dynamics. Indomitable Sam may say, why don't you position this way? And you will say, no, but this will be better. And then you go through it and you arrive at a decision. And sometimes you don't have to absolutely agree. As my legal friends would say, you don't have to have a consensus addendum. So, but to the extent that you've gone through that funnel, it's good because it reinforces behavior. It also reinforces, it helps you to understand what actions that you actually need to take in order to arrive at what will be beneficial to everybody. So we all go through that process.
Are you in good terms with them? Every stakeholder from Umunochi local government area.
Oh, I will shock you. I'm in good terms with every human being in the world. So name any human being, I'm in good terms with the person. I don't do things on the basis of, on personal basis. No, never. And by the way, if I must say that, except for one or two persons that you have mentioned, the rest, I am their benefactor.
All right, interesting. If you wouldn't mind, well, can you pinpoint those persons?
Not necessarily. I can't. But apart from two persons. Two appointed, apart from Dodo, actually, and Oluebube, the rest, I'm their benefactor. How? I brought Chaka, I say it on radio. I brought him into the 2023 project. Honorable Mwachi was dropped as a House of Assembly member. I, by the grace of God and the help of His Excellency, brought him back as a candidate.
That's Matthias.
Correct. And those who dropped him are also, I mean, it's dynamics of politics. So I see myself sometimes as a very quiet benefactor. That's it. Let me not go beyond that. So I'm just saying this to let you know that there has been a long period of me supporting these gentlemen. You keep asking me the same question.
Yeah, I want to know.
So the other time, and you asked me the question the other time. I answered it. Indomitable some things.
It was Indomitable Sam that struck you that.
I just want to tell you.
That struck you that question.
Sam, let me say it in very plain language. Honorable Matthias Mwachi wouldn't have been a House of Assembly member if this gentleman talking to you, if you accept that I'm a gentleman,
didn't play a role.
Not just didn't play a role, didn't beg for him to be put back. He was already on the streets crying that he had been dropped. Do you understand? Chaka wouldn't have played a role at all if I didn't go to beg him to come and join the project in 2023. Yeah, so I don't know where you're coming from each time you ask me this question, but I think, as we used to say in those debating days, with these very few points of yours, you'll be convinced that there is, nothing amiss in terms of the relationship. And that I can do for anybody.
Okay.
Period.
All right, we'll open the phone lines very shortly and take contributions on social media handles. Is there any sector or area under your leadership in Umunochi that salary issue is a problem? Last time you told us you have a friendly relationship with workers in Umunochi local government area.
I actually do, and I think I still do. Do we still have salary issues? A few. Yes, teachers. Now, it's a bit complex. It goes back again, in my view, to the capacity issue that I mentioned. So there are three parts of the Umunochi local government. You have the council itself, you have the health sector, you have the education sector. In the council, where a gentleman called Jude manages, he's the head of payroll. We sat down, just like we sat down with every other person, but he has been able to meticulously walk through the actions. And then I took the outcome, and I gave it to the accountant general. And within the next 48 hours, they were resolved. So those people have been paid, and a lot more people have been paid than when I came here before. But I'll give you one funny example. One of the guys who wasn't paid, and this, I'm trying to remember which of the three sections this is, but obviously a fact. It's a fact. Wasn't paid because, the verification failed. And it failed for good reason, ultimately. This gentleman's father was working in the council. And by whatever means, his father, replaced, that's the word. He replaced his father, guess what? After his father died. Okay. So, one of the advantages of verification is that you will try to match all sorts of data.
And he was not the one that was working there.
Well, I don't know. I can't say that for a fact. But he exists.
Okay.
He exists.
Okay.
He's a human being. He exists. So he probably was working. I can't give an attestation to that. I've heard that he was working. But the funny thing is that he replaced his father. And his father, obviously, since it was his father, there's a wide age difference. So something didn't quite add up for the system. And they bubbled it up, and eventually that's what happened. So that's one example. It might be an extreme example of things that didn't work well. In the education area, in fact, I'm thinking, we did another set of verification in our council last week. It still didn't throw up much. But that's also because it threw up something. Let me not just say that, but it didn't yield as much things as we were expecting. But that's also because there's a well-heeled process of people trying to cover this or cover that. And sometimes that also affects salaries, don't pay, do not pay, and all such things. But the good news is that we've got to a position where we're able to say, these are our problems. In terms of the teachers, not comprehensively so. In fact, I should be having a meeting today with a section of the teachers whose salaries, who say their salaries have not been paid since 2022.
All right.
A few of them, about 11. The official angle would say they were not even employees.
Okay.
And they say they are employees. So it just depends. We'll see the data.
All right.
Then we'll walk through that. But things are a lot better than they used to be.
All right.
That'll be my message.
You have 50 seconds. Go straight to your question or contribution. 0916000-965 or 09160-333-965. It's good to have you join Standpoint. Good morning.
Morning.
Your name and location, please.
My name is John Okoronkwo.
Okoronkwo, you're welcome. Go straight to your point.
Okay.
Hello? Okoronkwo, we are listening to you, please.
Okay, I want to ask, why is it that Uturu is being neglected since they are not doing anything in Uturu? Why is it like that? Are we
All right.
Please let them do something in Uturu, please.
All right, Okoronkwo, thank you so much. 0916000-965 or 09160-333-965. Your name and location, please go straight to your point. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Please, I'm Emeka Okogo from Ugwauru Umuako.
Welcome, Emeka.
Yeah, I heard everything our TC chairman is saying. Please, can I go on?
Emeka, please go straight to your point. You have 60 seconds.
Okay. Please, this our TC chairman in the DCC, all he's saying is not true.
What do you mean by all he's saying is not true, please?
Why I mean is he's not in the seat and ruling the Umunnochi. He always travel. He doesn't know the need of Umunnochi. He doesn't have the spirit of ruling. He doesn't care of his people. He only knows himself and his brother.
Are you on ground? Have you been on ground to see his activities?
Yes, I'm on ground.
Okay. Just keep listening. Just keep listening. Okay, it will react to it. Your time is up. Keep it within 50 seconds. 0961965 or 09163333965. Welcome to Standpoint.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and location, please.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Ben, and to your colleagues.
Welcome.
My name is Chibike Ikechi. Can you hear me?
Chibike, you're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chibike Ikechi. I'm from Isoch, Umuako in particular.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Ben, it is obvious that our dear mayor doesn't know the work of local government mayor or chairman per se. He now goes on to different radio stations almost on daily basis. He's now doing the work of an SSA to the governor on media and publicity. Mr. Ben, for over 8 to 9 months in office, he has done literally nothing for the good people of Umunnochi.
Do you mean that everything now that he has been saying that you have not seen it as a person in Umunnochi?
Yes. Those things are, Mr. Ben, you need to visit Umunnochi.
All right. Your time is up, sir.
He's now jumping to different radio stations because he's so desperate.
Thank you.
To run for elected
You've used your time. Okay. Sorry about that. Keep it within the allotted time, 50 seconds. On our Facebook page, we have this one from Commerce Igwe. My name is Commerce, of course. Umuche is in Umunochi. For over 8 to 9 months, Mayor has not done nothing for Umunochi rather than blowing grammar and writing episode without working. He is not a team player and not fit for that position. That's on our Facebook page. Elvis, good morning, gentlemen of the press. Abia 33. We are not there yet, but we are no longer where we used to be. Abia is work in progress. Under the leadership of Dr. Alex Otti, all hands must be on deck to ensure Abia climbs ladder of greatness. Rogers Okudri, good morning, my mayor and moderators in the house. Please, Mayor, we, the staff of Umunochi Local Education Authority, employed in July 2022, are yet to receive our salaries since the inception of this government. We have complained on various appropriate authorities and nothing yet. Please, we are appealing that you use your good office to direct the authority to release our payment as well as verification codes. Our colleagues in other local government areas have received theirs. Please address our plight. The suffering is getting much on our families. Ndukwe Kalu, you are saying good one. Before we get back to the mayor this morning, let's speak with this caller. Good morning. It's good to have you join Standpoint.
Good morning, Moses Ben.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Dr. Madoka Okoro.
Dr. Madoka,
I'm not a member of Labour.
All right.
But I'm so much impressed with this mayor. Mayor, you're doing well. You know why it hurts them? Because you're not a part of the old system. You came with a new argument, new paradigm shift. And that's why I love what Alex Otti doing. If he can get in the kitchen, get out of the kitchen because the heat is too much. May God continue to bless you, bring new ideas, and let Umunochi be changed. Anybody who likes it, you don't like the old way, hit the road, Jack. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you for keeping it within your time. We truly appreciate 40-something seconds. You have 50 seconds. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Moses Ben.
You're welcome.
Useman Node is the name I'm calling from Omai.
All right, you have 50
Mayor,
seconds.
good morning, sir.
Useman Node.
Mande.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. It's very, very unfortunate that a lot of people have scored. You are doing the work of a politician. So, but what I'm saying is the people from Umu, even the text messages that they've read, I'm not from Umunochi, I'm from Abam, that have said that you should look inwards to play as in grassroots politics. So anybody telling that is short of telling you the truth should be regarded as your political enemy. If your people are saying that you've not gotten it right, make amendments.
All right,
this is politics that we have.
Your time.
The vote of people will count.
All right.
Will count based on your
Thank you, Useman. Your time is being used already. Jude Osinachi Asagwaram, you are a gift to Ndi Umunochi, greater than gift. Thank you. All right. We have less than 50 seconds to run off the program.
Are you serious?
You can
so I'm not going to have time to respond to all
You can respond.
Okay, let me tell you the dynamics.
All right.
First and foremost, I am a member of this government, position or not. Mm-hmm. I understand the DNA of the government. And because I understand the DNA of the government, I understand a lot of things. In Umunochi, there is someone who is not actually from Umunochi, who has raised an army under an umbrella called Ugabia. So those three people who called and made those comments are Ugabia people.
Okay.
But you can't deny things that are in pictures. I will show you the pictures.
We'll access the pictures.
And let me also say, let me say something else. This government will not subscribe to blackmail under any pretext.
All right.
So those who have set up shops to collect money from people in order to promise them what they cannot deliver, they will be disappointed. Mark my words. They will be disappointed.
All right.
So those are the guys who have spoken. I said earlier on, you get into a local government. One of the only challenge I actually have is that there are people who think they are, quote and unquote, stakeholders. Bring the money, let's share it.
Yeah, you said that before.
Bring the money. I said it earlier on. Yeah. Bring the money, let's share it. You are not sharing the money. And somebody who comes to you and said, I want to be the one taking the decision for 50%
right,
of the revenue of the local government.
We'll have to continue next time
on
this particular issue. A lot to talk about, a lot to look at in as much as Umunochi is concerned. Yeah. But do us the favor to oblige us whenever we put the call across so that we address these issues as they come up.
No, happy to talk at any time. And anybody who doesn't like it can come and take this podium and talk.
In charge of the Umunochi local government area, Iken Dubisi, thank you for your time on Standpoint today.
Thank you very much.
Incorruptible Sam, thank you.
Abia 33, don't forget.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
The following information is